Grandpa's clarity, sunlight streamed through the orange and red forest canopy, dappling the ground with warm light while a brisk wind rustled through the forest. Waves and drifts of leaves moved around like an ocean, the graveyard of autumn's past. Henry Wallman walked through these woods in a good-fitting pair of dark blue jeans, a faded orange shirt, and a black bomber jacket. On his wrist he wore a watch worth more than the phone in his pocket, and around his neck he wore a necklace with a ring on it. Fall was always a bittersweet time for him. On one hand, there was no denying the beauty before him. It was as though nature had been offered a challenge by Aphrodite and had reared up on her legs and offered this as a haughty, dazzling response. But on the other hand, fall was always a reminder of the life he had to achieve. No, not live, achieve. His life was not an ever-changing story, a book where turning each page introduced a new fold in the plot. Henry's life was more akin to a catalogue of predestined pictures. At the age of 6 there was a picture of him entering the junior scientists competition and winning, the youngest to have won in his school's history. At age 11 he was president of the student council, tutoring younger kids, and achieving straight A's. When he turned 14, he had not received any present save a ticket to Switzerland to attend a highly exclusive high school. He remembered crying in his father's chilly embrace at the airport. All his friends, all his memories, they'd be washed away in the Atlantic as he crossed it. Henry kicked a tree, spooking a squirrel. His blonde hair was lazily parted, a half-baked rebellion against his mom's insistence on a severe, gelled part. When he'd come back from Switzerland, he had received a warmer welcome from the stones outside his parents' estate than his parents themselves. And from there, it was college. Stanford. And that's where he would be next fall. But his gap year would not be wasted, oh no. He was not allowed to spend some time in his home, lounging around and decompressing. Henry's father had already bought him a ticket to begin a lab internship at an Australian pharmaceutical company. Mind if I join you? The voice cut through the swishing wind and made Henry start. On turning around, he saw it was his sister, Mary. He smiled. Her fate was as preordained as his own. She had attended middle school in Canada and high school in Amsterdam. For her, their father had chosen Harvard. They were just a year apart, though they'd never attended the same schools. She had brown hair which flowed down her shoulders and a face significantly less pinched than Henry's, but in their eyes both siblings were identical in their eyes, startling gray and inherited from their mother. Please, welcomed Henry. She smiled and caught up with him. I don't think we ever saw enough of these days. No, we didn't. Aren't kids supposed to be running around this time of year, playing in the leaves and all that? This is when school's supposed to be lightish too. Right? He grinned sourly. I don't know what kids are supposed to do anymore, Mary, not wear sullen clothes and walk by themselves kicking trees, I would think, she said in a coy tone. Henry raised his eyebrows. I'm not dressed sullenly. I saw some guy in a Sunglass Hut commercial wear this, pretty sure that was a commercial for fluoxetine, said Mary. And that was before he started taking the medicine. Haha, she shoved him a little with her elbow. So what's up? Nothing's up. He said defensively. Mary rolled her eyes. Right. You just decided to miss breakfast and lunch to walk alone in the woods. He didn't reply, so she sighed and added, I'm sorry about the joke, okay? No, I'm sorry. He shook his head. I shouldn't be such a jerk. Yeah, he agreed apologetically. So, what is up? Henry looked into the distance, eyeing the edge of the woods and the lake beyond. I don't know. I've just been thinking about what Mom and Dad always say. Sheesh, that's enough to put someone on fluoxetine, she grinned but quickly added, sorry, what about what they say? Just the part when they say, you've got the genes, boy. You're born to be something great. That always struck me as, off, she nodded. They say the same stuff to me, I know, Isn't it just awful? I. Mary stopped to ponder. Do you think it's true, what, that we're better than everyone else? He scoffed, but then his face darkened. I don't know. Somewhere in my heart I think I latched onto that idea. I believe it now, even if I don't want to. I believe I'm better than other people. He shivered. I was getting coffee the other day and the person in front of me couldn't decide what they wanted. I got irritated so quickly I thought to myself, look at this bald idiot. What a waste of life, Mary grimaced. I've had those thoughts too, and I remember, ever.
Grandpasser Clarity, Sunlight Stream Through The Orange and Red Forest Canopy, dappling The Ground With Light While A Brick Wind Roots Through The Forest. Waver and the Rip of Livet Movet Arun Like an Ocean, The Gravity of Autumn Surpass. Henry One Man One Cờ Through The Scoop in A Good Fitting Pie of Dark Blue Jean, A Face Orange Shirt, and A Black Bomber Jacket. On his white hair or a awkward more than the foam in his pocket, and around his neck hair or a necklace with a ring on it. Phone was always a bitter time for him. On one hand, he was not denying the beauty before him. It was as how nature had been offered a challenge by Aphrodite and had reached up on her leg and offered this as a haughty, dazzling response. But on the other hand, phone was always a reminder of the life he had to achieve. No, not like achieve. His life was not an ever-changing story, a book turning its page into a new fold in the plot. Henry's life was more akin to a catalogue of recent pictures. At the age of 6 he was a picture of him entering the junior scientific competition and winning the youngest to have won in his school's history. At age 11 he was president of the student council, to tông younger kids, and achieving science as. When he tung fountain, he had not received any present say a ticket to Switzerland to attend a highly exclusive high school. He remembered in his father's Chile Emra at the airport. On his friend, on his memory, they be washed away in the Atlantic as he crossed it. Henry kicked a tree, spooking a squirrel. His blonde hair was largely parted, a handbag rebel against his mom's insistence on a severe, Gelled back. When he come back from Switzerland, he had received a warmer welcome from the stoner outside his parents instead than his parents themselves. And from there, it was college, Stanford, and Thatcher we have well be net phone. But his gap is well not be wasted, oh heck no. He was not allowed to spend some time in his home, lounging around and decomposing. Henry's father had already bought him a ticket to begin a lab internship at an Australia pharmaceutical company. Mình if y do you, the voice could through the swishing wind and met Henry xa. On turning around, he saw it was his sister, Mary. He smiled. Her face was as radiant as his own. She had attended middle school in Canada and high school in Amsterdam. For her, thầy father had chosen Harvard. Thầy uy just a year apart, how thầy giờ never attended the same school. She had brown hair with flow down her shoulder and a face significant less pinched than Henry's. Book in thầy as both siblings were identical in thầy as styling gray and in her right from thầy mother. Please, welcome Henry. She smiled and caught up with him. I don't think we ever saw any of these days, no we didn't. Arenter kích support to be running around this time of year, playing in Televet and on thác. This is when school support to be like to. Try, hey green Sauli. I don't know what kid are support to your anymore, Mary, not wear Sulen cloth and what be themselves kicking trees. I walking, she sat in a coiton, Henry raised his eyebrow. I'm not dressed Sulenly. I saw some we in a sunlat hook commercial where this, pretty so that was a commercial for Flucent, said Mary. And that was before he started taking the medicine, haha, she shoved him a little with her elbow. So what sợ út, nothing sợ út. He sat defensive, Mary rolled her eyes. Try. You just decide to miss breakfast and lunch to walk alone in the woods. Heading the reply, so she sighed and added, I'm sorry about the joke, okay, if no, I'm sorry, he shook his head, I shouldn't be shook just, he addressed apologia, so. What is up? Henry looked into the distance, aging the edge of the wood and the lesbian. I don't know. I've just been thinking about what mom and dad always say. Said, Thatcher and now to put Romeo on fluorescent, she green book quickly added, sorry, what about what they say, just the back when they say, you've got the gens, boy. You are born to be something great. That always took me as off, she nodded. Thầy say the same suit to me, I know, it's just a fool, I. Mary stopped to ponder. Do you think it's true, what, that we better than everyone else, has got, book than his face again. I don't know. So mel in me hất I think I lát chết on to that idea. I believe it now, even if I don't want to. I believe I'm better than other people. He shiver. It was getting coffee the other day and the person in front of me couldn't decide what they wanted. I got irritated so quickly I thought to myself, look at this band idiot. What a waste of life, Mary remarked. I had those thoughts too, and I remember ever.